Don Mazzella here again for Small Business Digest. We have with us a husband and wife team. I know you're all interested in that. Me, with my wife and I, the question is, how do we stay together when, given that we work in the same company sometime? Anyway, they are. I know I'm gonna screw this up. Oneme and John Warfield.
Perfect.
Good.
Yes.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. As we ask all our guests, our first question is always, how did your personal background, and with you, we also want to know how you met. Second question is what you're doing now, and then the third question is a website so people can learn more.
Okay.
So, and go right at it.
All righty. Do you
Do you
wanna?
Um,
Okay, so I'm I'm from Nigeria. I have a background in political science, which I never did anything with. Anyway, I'm also a trained cabin crew. I'm a baker, a chef, all that. I have a background in food. Um, we met in 2019. He
2019.
was. I like to say he was stalking me online. We met on a dating site, and we started talking, and we decided to meet somewhere neutral. So we went to Mauritius. It's an East African country, and we met there. And funny enough, that was at the peak of COVID.
Mhm.
It was
Uh,
January of 2020, just as COVID started. So things were still somewhat normal. And then that was where we had really great coffee
Yep.
for the very first time. I didn't know coffee could taste that good. Um, and that's kind of where General Warfield's coffee was born. We thought to ourselves we would like for other people to taste coffee like this, and
Specialty grade.
yeah, we asked all about the coffee. They said it's specialty grade coffee, and we were just confused. We didn't know anything about specialty grade coffee. So he told us all about that, and when we got back, we started doing our research and searching for the best coffees and all that,
How to
and
source
how to
beans,
source beans,
search for roasters,
roasting
all
team.
kinds of.
Mhm. Um,
Before we go further, John, what's your background?
okay.
So, born and raised in Maryland. I have a background in biology. I have a bachelor's degree in biology. Prior to doing this, I worked for a company doing HIV research. So I was a research technician. I processed SIV and HIV samples. Um, just a lot of laboratory work. And then when COVID came, that position was pushed out, so that wasn't available for me. So basically, the stars aligned, so to speak. When we met, COVID came, that position, ended. So we went in and formed the coffee company. So we've been doing that
Okay,
since.
we're gonna stop now. What's the name of your company and what's the name of your coffee?
It's General Warfield's Coffee, and it's www.generalwarfieldscoffee.com, and it's special. It's all specialty grade. So
Oh, you run through it. Slow down and say www. Slow down.
okay, www.generalwarfieldscoffee.com.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, makes sense. Warfield, Warfield.
Exactly.
Well, we were thinking, because obviously our last name is we're the Warfield, so we're thinking a general is bold, strong, but classy, and smart, so
Resilient.
resilient.
Yeah.
So we kind of wanted to tie all that together. It's part of
Well,
our brand. So,
where are you located?
in Williamsport, Maryland, um, maybe it's about 54, 64 miles west of Baltimore and Washington, D.C.
Oh, really? You're
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
Washington. Well, You know, you're
Oh,
the first company we've had on the show in 21 years that's in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, yeah, we're
ah,
just outside of it,
yeah.
just a little less than an hour drive, and we get into the city. So
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's stop and say you got the best coffee. How do you come up with a coffee formula that makes you good?
so it begins with the sourcing. Um, Definitely want to source beans from so first we source from cooperatives, um, and then we source from everything's high altitude. It's a first of all, it's Arabica, 100% Arabica. Everything's high altitude, and it's very high altitude, as in like 6,000, 6,500 feet and above, which means the beans, they grow slower, they become more dense with nutrients and flavor
Flavor.
compounds and
Mhm.
antioxidants and everything. So you want to get very, very, very high quality beans. Everything's hand picked. So to make it, it's kind of complicated, but the way they do a cupping test. Um, so specialty grade beans, you can't have, a certain amount of defects. There's very little room for error. The beans have to be very, very,
They have to be perfect.
pretty much perfect beans. And
Okay,
then it goes into the roasting.
I'm gonna stop you. Do you use a broker or do you go? How do you decide to buy your beans?
So we do have a middleman that we work uh, through, and so we'll tell him which beans we want. So he'll contact farms, and we can negotiate that way and source the beans, and then we have a roasting team that roasts the beans and everything. So um, that's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Um,
It may be simple, but for a lot of people, I don't even roast my beans at the A&P. So um, let me stop and just ask you this. Um, there's a lot of competition out there.
oh yeah.
So how long have you been doing this now?
Uh,
3
so
years in
yeah,
August.
about 3 years.
Yeah.
The idea was born, over 5 years ago, but it took some time to get things together. And it was so it's a step by step process. I mean, each year we've been growing. The first year was pretty rough. Just getting, your name out there at all was difficult. But we worked on, SEO and then we did paid ads, and we got into a lot of marketing and worked
We
on the website a lot,
also,
which is an ongoing thing always.
Okay, well, are you in stores today?
No physical stores. We do farmers markets. Sometimes we do
paid events.
paid events like catering events and everything, and then but mostly online orders.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well, the $64 question, are you getting towards profitability?
we're approaching. We're approaching.
Well,
It's
we were well on our way until, recent events, and now inflation has outrun us, but we're trying to
yeah. Well,
we're trying to keep up.
we're gonna get there. I'll
Yes.
leave it at that.
Yeah,
We'll
we're
get there.
trying to
We are
keep
close.
up.
But
Mhm.
we're staying alive, and we are growing. So
Yes, we are
we're
growing.
going in a positive forward direction. I'll leave it
Hmm.
at that.
Yeah.
Well, let's stop and talk. What are the things that you've been successful for you, and what are the things that have been not so successful?
um, so I'll say last year we had in revenue we had a 238% increase in revenue.
Mm.
For the year before, yeah, was a big deal, and this year so far we're blowing that number out of the water.
Mhm.
So that's been just the general progression has been probably our biggest success story. That we got a company up and running, and now it's bringing in. We have monthly subscribers. We have people that come every month and buy from us and trust us. We have when we go to the farmers markets, we have huge crowds that come around that show up
Lines, yeah.
every week for us.
Hmm.
So we love that we've grown, and we appreciate the people that support us. We absolutely love them and appreciate them. they're awesome at the farmers markets. They're, you know, everyone's so kind and supportive. So I think just growing and having people, you know, people trust us. They're starting to trust us, you know, that we're a trustworthy name. So
How are they trusting you?
just that you know, they continue to buy from us and they
Yeah.
continue to support us. Reviews, all kinds of things, you know, and just the growth and the return customer rate has continued to increase. So just that, you know, I guess more sales are coming in, you know, revenue's
Yeah.
increasing. So people are, you know, it's scary online. You never know, you know, you don't know if you've never heard of the company. We're small. So if you've never heard of them, sometimes it can be a risk, you know, but
Well, do you sell beans or do you sell them roasted?
yeah, roasted beans.
Roasted
Yep.
beans.
And we stay within a medium range. Uh,
Do
so
you
it's
have a sample nearby?
yeah. Let's
Yeah.
see here. Let's see here.
Wait.
Let's get the
Okay.
bag.
Let me see. I'm gonna need to turn this.
It has to be a little bit further back.
Oh, yeah, further back. Can you?
It's blurring.
Drag it out of the way.
I'm
That way you
gonna,
can
I'm gonna,
maybe.
Mm.
let me see if I can turn this.
Trying to get my
off.
face.
I'm trying to see if I can turn this off so you can see.
This is
the-
let's see. Let me sit
Oops,
down and
sorry. No, I'm trying to
does this work?
raise your face. No.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
No.
You almost got it.
Yeah.
Well, but let me
Oh,
ask you
there's
this.
there's the
There,
logo.
you almost got, that's it. You just got it.
I'm trying to get it
I'm
up.
gonna.
This is our Peruvian roast. This is our highest scoring roast.
Oops, I'm trying to turn this.
Okay.
Okay,
It's a
hold
fair
on.
trade.
There
You know what they say about lawyers.
There we
That's it. Perfect.
This is it. This
Yep.
is our bestseller. The Peruvian roast. It's also USDA and fair trade and USDA third party certified. These particular beans scored the highest in Peruvian history.
Yeah.
Second highest in the world
Yeah,
at
they're top 1 to 3% by
92
score.
plus, yes, by score.
Mhm.
So they're basically by score one of the best beans you can buy.
Mm.
On the back,
Okay.
Yeah,
there's
so we
little-
have all
so you
our
can link to the
information. We have
URL
the,
and-
yeah, you can scan and go to the
read about it.
website.
Has
and
tons of
Who
Yeah,
designed that? Did you get a designer or did you
actually,
do?
combination of
yeah,
us, and we hired a designer, but
yeah.
we came up with the idea. He put the details together. As far as the logo goes, we had a
logo,
designer do the
Yes, but we
to the
told
logo.
him what we wanted.
Yep.
We went back and forth a lot.
It was
and
collaboration. Yeah. But a lot of the designing we do it ourselves. We do it
Mhm.
ourselves.
Yes, for the
Mhm.
web. He
Yeah.
built the website. He had to,
But-
we've
Who
built
does the
several-
website?
he
I-
did.
I do the website.
Yes.
Okay.
It's because I'm not very computer savvy, I guess that would be the term. So it's been a roller coaster ride, but I've learned a lot along the way, and I'm continuing to learn. So
He even codes now.
yeah,
I will say this: you seem to be very much in sync as a couple. Do you think that working the company has brought you closer together?
Oh yeah,
of
we
course.
do everything together.
Of course, yeah.
We're
So
together 24.
if I told you we have never been separated for, and when I say even for, we haven't been out of each other's sight for 5 years plus.
Okay.
Maybe so. You went down to Texas for a few days.
2 days.
That was 2 days. Yeah, it was the only time. Every other time because we work together, live together, you know,
So,
travel together.
There's a background to that. Okay.
Mm.
When we met, I was in Lagos, Nigeria. And after the Mauritian trip, he came back here and I had to go back to Lagos. And we got stuck because that was when
COVID.
COVID happened, and then the lockdowns, and then all of that. And then there was a ban on Nigeria as well. So we were stuck apart for 2.5 years.
Oh,
So when we finally got back, we were running, actually, we created businesses
Yeah,
from,
from distant,
Nigeria
yeah.
and
Video
here.
calls every day, all day.
Yes. So when we finally got together, it's kind of like a PTSD thing. Now we're afraid to be apart. We don't,
Separation anxiety.
yeah. So now we're constantly together. We do everything together.
Yep.
We do the business together. We just,
I mean, we do have our quiet time, alone in the house. Like maybe I play guitar, so
we
maybe I'll
have
go play
our space
guitar,
in the
whatever. I
house.
do you
mean,
have any other employees, or it's just the two of you?
pretty much.
It's pretty much just the two of us.
Yeah, just the
And
two
then
of us.
we have help
Some here and there, we require help at the
At
farmers markets. Yeah, but
Yeah.
we're definitely approaching the point
Where we have
where we
to
will be hiring
hire.
because orders are regular now, so it's becoming we try to ship right away too. We try to as orders come in at the end of the day, we
Yeah. At the end of
bundle them
every
all up
day.
and ship them off. So
Do you actually package your stuff, the coffee yourself?
Oh
everything
yeah.
ourselves. Yep.
Yes.
I mean, it's when we say
Really?
family owned and operated, we
Mhm.
literally
Yeah.
mean family owned and
We do
operated.
everything ourselves,
Yep.
customer
Do you,
care,
do you
everything.
have a factory or a rental, or do you do that?
So we have a storage facility. So we were part of a entrepreneurial program at a local community college.
Hagerstown Community College.
So we have a little space there, office and a storage facility where it's part of a commercial kitchen where we can keep, all of our beans and everything. So, and then we have some here, obviously. So,
And your website again?
it's www.generalwarfieldscoffee.com.
I like the name. The more I hear it, I like the name.
Thank you.
It was so difficult finding a name.
Oh yeah.
It's everything is taken.
Yeah,
so we're like, you know what? Just use our name.
Yep.
We can't go wrong with using your name.
And what do we stand for? We figured, so we try to bring the best possible coffee we can. I mean, it's the best we can do, and we try to make it,
Okay. How much do you sell your product for?
So it will depend. Our highest scoring one, this one is $21.99. And then
right now.
Yep. And then we have a flat shipping fee is $5.99, and that's it for that.
Yeah.
And then so
then
it ranges between around $18 to $22 for a bag of coffee.
We also
go ahead.
Sorry. We also have free shipping, $40 and above.
Yep.
We have subscriptions, you get discounts and free shipping.
Service member discounts as well.
Yes, we also have bundles that are discounted. And
first time buyers, if they sign up to the email marketing, we give them a 20% discount. And I mean, they can just sign up and get the discount. And if they don't want to receive emails, they can just unsubscribe. Or if they want, we have regular sales and everything.
Yeah, we don't spam
and discounts that we send out to our subscribers. So and there's never any spam. We don't send unnecessary stuff. So
do you want to go into grocery stores at some point?
Yeah, it's something we've discussed. There's a city nearby, it's called Frederick, Maryland. They have a local chain there that we've been, we're thinking about. We've taken some steps to move towards getting into that. So a lot of people in the area want us to open a brick and mortar, but there's there's a lot. So that would be something we would consider as well. But we're not quite there yet to do that.
Yeah.
Well, I have to ask you, is your coffee that good that someone will pay almost 4 times as much as they would in the
Oh
super?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just try it and.
Yes, I'm not trying to be arrogant or anything, but it's amazing.
Oh, you need to do is try it.
especially if you specialty grade coffee, if you brew it right, if you get the right grind size, use the right water, right mineral content.
Well, I'm hoping
brew-
after the show you'll send me a package so I could try it.
absolutely,
Sure.
absolutely,
It'll be a pleasure.
absolutely.
But it's extraordinary. I'm sitting here listening to you, and again, what strikes me, and I'm sure strikes our audience, is the fact you're paying. Someone will come back and keep paying you 3 or 4 times as much as you can buy in the store.
Believe it or not, the markup is not as much as you think, because so specialty grade is just its own thing, like it's in its own category.
Yeah.
So if you go to a regular grocery store and you're buying pretty much what's called commodity grade coffee.
Mm-hmm.
This is 2 levels up from that. And then so this one, they go by cupping score. This is a 90. It's scored
92
consistently
plus.
92, 90 to 92, 92 plus, which puts it in, they call it the outstanding category of specialty grade. Some companies will sell this at 40,
Yeah.
50, $60
We're actually on the lower end.
a pouch. We're not the cheapest, but we're definitely not. We're kind of in, average.
You mean there are other companies that sell coffee at that?
Specialty grade
Oh
coffee,
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Some if you type in, if you did like a search and just type in like specialty coffee prices,
yeah,
for or
they're
specialty
up there.
coffee, just specialty coffee or whatever, do a shopping, search. Oh, you'll see.
They're
You'll
up
see.
there.
Okay, one more time, your website.
That's www.generalwarfieldscoffee.com.
Warfield, WARFIELD.
Yep.
Yes.
War-
Warfields. Yep.
Warfields.
Okay.
Warfields Coffee.
We have just a couple of minutes left. What would you like to leave our audience with?
I guess if you've never tried specialty grade, that's the first thing, whether it's us or another company. That's definitely an experience that if you're a coffee drinker, just do it. Just try it.
Do it.
Like
Would
I
you
said,
try to sell it like to high priced restaurants?
yeah, you could. It's just it's its own animal, it's its own beast.
Yeah.
It's in a league of its own. And you can tell, you'll tell on that very first sip, you'll know it's the finish. It's so smooth. Everything's.
You're the best salesman for it, both of you.
It's true, specialty grade. Just whether it's
Yeah.
us or another company, you'll if it's truly specialty grade
taste the
coffee, you will
difference.
notice the difference immediately.
Yeah, we don't infuse with artificial flavorings or anything.
Yep.
Yeah, everything you taste is just the natural tasting notes of the coffee.
And then every purchase plants a tree as well.
Yes, we do plant a tree.
Mangrove tree in Madagascar or Kenya. Goes
Yeah.
to two different countries. So.
Well, unfortunately, on that note, we have to end tonight's program. But you certainly brought a whole new world to me. Thank you so much.
It's a lot bigger.
Yeah, it's definitely.
We can go on and on.
It's something that not a lot of people are. It's growing. The specialty coffee industry is really growing, but it's.
Are you going to the fancy food show in New York?
Nah.
No.
I think one of the people in the
at the incubator we were supposed to go, and
I think
something happened. Our director died.
Yeah, she passed.
So that was a heartbreaking.
I think we were supposed to go, actually. That was last year, the year before, or something like that.
Well, on that note, please, thank you for a great time together.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We
And
appreciate
please do